Good morning, fourth math students. Connecting learning to the outer world, the topic is over, and that is field trip is over. Now we shall move on to route learning. Okay. The topic given in our syllabus is route learning to constructivism. Okay. First, we shall learn what is route learning, and then we will move on to what is constructivism, and then from route learning only we all should move to constructivism. Okay. So now, first of all, we will learn what is route learning. Route learning is the memorization of information based on repetition. Examples of route learning include memorizing the alphabets, numbers, and the multiplication tables. So route learning is nothing but memorizing. In simple words, this is the definition. Okay, you study this definition. Route learning is the memorization of information based on repetition. Okay, so we have to memorize certain information and we have to repeat it. Repeatedly we have to memorize it, and then we learn certain information. Okay, this is said to be route learning. Examples of route learning include memorizing the alphabets, numbers, and the multiplication tables. So at the primary school level, we memorize alphabets, numbers, multiplication tables. There are examples of route learning. Okay. So, the basic education, primary education is predominantly route learning, and particularly in secondary, even at the higher secondary level, this route learning alone is followed in India. Okay, this should not be the case. At the primary level, route learning is okay, but at the higher secondary and higher secondary level, route learning should not be followed. Constructivism should be followed. Okay, and that methodology should be followed by teachers, and that's what we are learning. Okay, for primary education, route learning should be followed, and they cannot be given constructive learning. Okay, for primary education, route learning should be followed. Okay, but secondary and higher secondary, and especially college education, constructive learning should be followed. Okay, and so memorizing alphabets, numbers, and multiplication, we can't do anything. We have to memorize, and we have to encourage our students to memorize those information. That should be that is rote learning, and that should be the case at the primary level. So that's rote learning is necessary step in learning certain subjects. Memorization isn't the most effective way to learn, but it is a method many teachers, students and teachers still use. And for certain subject, rote learning is necessary. Okay, multiplication, alphabets, numbers, and for certain things we have to memorize. And even formula in mathematics, we have to memorize. We don't have any choice. Names, and we have to memorize. Okay. And for certain subjects, for certain topics, we have to memorize. We don't have choice. And but actually, memorization, rote learning is not that effective way. And but unfortunately, in India, many students and teachers follow this rote learning. Okay. So, of course, it is not given, and in the next video and in following class I will tell, but even you can write it. Okay. So, a common rote learning technique is preparing quickly for a test known as cramming. Okay. So, cramming, that is cramming is without knowing the meaning of the concept, is simply memorized. That is said to be cramming. And rote learning is almost the same as cramming. Okay. So that's why it is the other word of rote learning is cramming. Okay, and if you want to have it test, a quick test, this rote learning is necessary, and this technique are used for certain topics and certain situations, and predominantly this technique should not be followed. Okay, so that is the thing of rote learning, and the point that I want to say in the next video also I will say, even now you can write though it is not in the board, that is for primary education rote learning is necessary, but for secondary and higher secondary rote learning should not be followed. Okay, and now we shall study for advantages and disadvantages. Actually, there are more disadvantages than advantages in rote learning. Okay, so advantage, ability to quickly recall basic facts. Okay, so tell the alphabets, say your numbers, say your 8 tables. Okay, so automatically you will because at the primary school level you crammed. Okay, you did the rote learning. So multiplication and alphabets, we don't have choice, rather than we have to simply memorize it, and for certain things we have to memorize for quickly recalling the basic fact. If you want to recall quickly the basic fact, we have to go for rote learning. Okay, and it helps to develop foundational knowledge. That is again the same alphabet and certain concept and certain science facts. See, who is the first president of India? Who is the first prime minister of India? When India got independence? Okay, and these factors should be there as an Indian. These facts should be memorized, and whatever the case, these facts should not be forgotten. Okay, so when this is the case, and the foundation knowledge, with the foundation knowledge only we have to move on to constructivism. Okay, so the basic knowledge should be memorized, and without the basic knowledge, no knowledge could be developed. Therefore, rote learning is necessary. Okay, so to learn basic fact, to recall the basic fact of it, rote learning is necessary. These are the two advantages. And disadvantages, this is more than advantages, can be repetitive, and repetitive, this makes students to be bored, and it doesn't create interest for the students or children. Okay, so A for apple, B for ball, C for cat. When it is repeated again and again, it becomes boring, and that is the main problem for the Indian students. Why they lose their interest? It is because of rote learning, and as it is repetitive, it is boring and easy to lose focus. Okay, and see, I just want to explain in detail. As you study, you are not supposed to feel boring, and when you feel boring, you lose focus, and you think that okay, this is the thing I learned, but we have to repeat it again and again, then only the information is by hearted. It is imprinted in our mind. But when we A for apple, B for ball, okay, so that's all I learned alphabets. That should not be the case. We have to repeat it again and again. Then only we will be able to memorize it. And we think that we learned it. And we learned it, and we repeat it, we feel bored, and we lose focus. Even after we learning, we have to revise it again and again. Okay, and then only it will be there in our memory. Okay, so after learning, and we have to repeat it again and again, and at that point we lose focus, we lose our interest, and we cannot score high marks. So this is the problem. So it is very easy to lose focus. When we focus on, when we repeat it again and again, we lose our focus, and we we may not learn completely. So it doesn't allow for deeper understanding of the subject. So this method, rote learning, there is no need for understanding the concept, we have to simply memorize it. Okay, so this is another important disadvantage. Doesn't encourage the use of social skills. Okay, social skills, okay, for example, okay, I'm going to give you a project. Okay, and you discuss among yourself how can we do this project, you gather data, and such kind of social skills are not developed. You simply sit on a chair and simply memorize it, and this is a completely mechanical one, and this is not real education. Okay, developing social skills completely stopped because of rote learning. No connection between new and the previous knowledge. Okay, so A for apple, B for ball, that's all. There is no connection between A and B, 1, 2, 3, that's all. Okay, so there is no possibility of connecting new and previous knowledge. May result in wrong impression of understanding the concept. When we do memorizing, unknowingly we may develop wrong understanding of concept. Okay, so this is another disadvantage. So overall, rote learning is necessary for primary education, and then for certain concept, for certain topics, we have to go for rote learning. But for other topics, especially college education, rote learning must not be followed. Constructivism should be followed. Okay. So when this is the case, let me give, actually it is a long topic, constructivism, but let me give an introduction in this video. Okay. So what do you mean by constructive learning, constructivism? Constructivism is the theory that says learners construct knowledge rather than passively taking information. As people experience the world and reflect upon those experiences, they build their own representation and incorporate new information into pre-existing knowledge. So constructivism is a theory that says learners construct knowledge. Learners themselves construct knowledge. Okay, you yourself construct knowledge. Okay, see, Sir Isaac Newton constructed the knowledge of gravitational force. So, and he constructed the knowledge of law, and he created the law. He formulated the law that is every action has equal and opposite reaction. So this is the knowledge he himself constructed, and we are simply cramming it. Okay, so we are simply memorizing Newton's knowledge. So why should we simply memorize Newton's knowledge? You yourself become scientist, you yourself construct knowledge. So that is the concept of constructivism. Okay, so let's say, let me say, how can we produce knowledge? How can we construct knowledge? Okay, all of us have our own opinion. Okay, and when our opinion becomes knowledge, it is after doing some research. Okay, research is nothing but we have to formulate hypothesis. Hypothesis is nothing but our opinion. In research, what is that is the word they use. If you are doing PhD, all of you will ask you what is your hypothesis. Hypothesis is nothing but our own opinion. Okay, and if I have an opinion, and if I have to do research and prove it, and then my opinion become knowledge. Okay, all the PhD thesis is nothing but a proved opinion. Okay, that we have to, all of us should accept it. Okay, so say for example, I have an opinion, it is not only before 10 years itself I have this opinion. Now most of the feminists have this opinion, and this opinion is expressed in Vijay's Master, but of course that scene is deleted. So the opinion is sexual harassment has nothing to do with women's dress code. Okay, the statement is almost like a hypothesis. Okay, this is my opinion, and most of the feminist opinion also this one. Okay, sexual harassment has nothing to do with women's dress code. Okay, so பெண்களுடைய ட்ரெஸ்ஸுக்கும் அந்த செக்ஷுவல் ஹராஸ்மெண்ட் பாலியல் வன்கொடுமைக்கும் எந்த ஒரு சம்பந்தமும் இல்லை. Okay, so this is my opinion. This is simply my opinion. This opinion become knowledge. When does this opinion become a knowledge? Okay, so என்னோட opinion எப்போ knowledge மாறுது அப்படின்னா I have to do research. How to do research? I have to collect data. I have to gather information. Okay, so I go to police station. So how many cases have been filed as sexual violence? And I have to inquire the victims. So victim வந்து இப்போ நேரில் பார்த்து விசாரிக்கணும். Okay, and then I note it. அவங்க என்ன சொல்றாங்க, போலீஸில் என்ன இருக்கு. And then I have to inquire culprits also. And இப்போ அரேட் பண்ணவங்க and இப்போ அவங்களெல்லாம் கூட பார்த்து இது இன்ஃபர்மேஷன்லாம் கேதர் பண்ணணும். Okay, after gathering information and the I formulate statistics. Okay, so these number of cases have been filed in police station, and the victims are school children and 2 or 3 years children, and even most of the cases women wore burqa, and they did not show any of the body parts. Okay, so when this is the case, naturally it has nothing to do with women's dress code. So after gathering information, I prove. Okay, so இப்போ இத்தனை கேஸ் ஃபைல் ஆயிருக்கு, அண்ட் பாதிக்கப்பட்டவங்க யாரும் அப்படியே பாரக்குறையெல்லாம் ட்ரெஸ்லாம் போடலை, அண்ட் எல்லாருமே குழந்தைங்க அண்ட் புடவை கட்டிட்டு அந்த பர்தாலாம் போட்டு தான் இருக்கிறாங்க. அண்ட் பாதிக்கப்பட்டவங்க யாருமே அந்த ஆபாசமாவோ அந்த அரைக்குறை ட்ரெஸ்ஸாகவும் போடலை. ஸோ அப்படி பார்க்கும்போது and என்னுடைய opinion correct தான். So my opinion become knowledge. Actually this is the knowledge, and this knowledge should be accepted by all, but still many of us are not accepting this knowledge. This is actually a knowledge. So sexual harassment has nothing to do with women's dress code. This is a knowledge, and this knowledge should be accepted by all. Okay, but if you want to prove that my knowledge is wrong, then you cannot simply pass the opinion. Okay, you have to prove that I am wrong, and see the data that I collected is wrong. He had Prasad did some mistake, and you should gather information, and you should do another thorough research, and you have to prove that I am wrong. Okay, so this is the example of research, and that's how a knowledge is constructed. When a knowledge is constructed, all of us should accept it. Okay, so all the students should go for this one. Okay, that is constructive learning should be made. Okay, so you have your own opinion. That opinion should be kindled by the teacher, and we cannot simply pass the opinion and okay, because simply victim blaming should be stopped. Okay, but there is a sexual harassment. Definitely the mistake from definitely the mistake should be from the women. The girl should have done some mistake. He should have called him. He should have provoked him. Such kind of victim blaming should be stopped. So for this is a knowledge, and you have to accept it. See, you cannot. There is no need for you to accept my opinion, but you have to accept my knowledge. Why? Because I did lots of research, and after doing research only I constructing the knowledge. Okay, so you have your own opinion, I have my own opinion, and it has nothing to do with it. Okay, but the opinion, the hypothesis become true statement after doing research. Okay, so that should be the case. You have your own opinion about certain. This is one example: sexual harassment. Mathematics we have, grammar we have. Likewise, we have lots of opinion about lots of topics are there, lots of opinion could be there, and this opinion could be converted into knowledge after doing research. Okay, so constructive learning is nothing but encouraging the students to do research. I mean, to construct knowledge. Okay, so that is said to be constructive learning. Okay, so let me stop here and let me continue constructivism and from rote learning only we have to move on to constructive learning, and constructive learning should be encouraged by teachers and that should be followed by teachers. Okay, so let me continue next video. The question is give your own opinion about route learning. I repeat, give your own opinion about route learning. Thank you.